Welcome to the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast. Dave O'Neill's here. Hello, Uncle Dave.
Oh, it's gonna be a great listen. You know, may I offer you a tidbit? There's some great tidbits coming up.
Actually, Jonathan had the best all year. This tidbit.
Dragonflies.
There's a dragonfly, that long thing that hangs out of a dragonfly's ass.
Yeah, don't tell them now. Don't tell them now.
It's used.
Yes.
It has a purposeful use. It's not just some dangly thing that hangs off it. Dave O'Neill, are you going to get more than 40 people to your gig tonight?
Hopefully to the great Alinda Community Hall. Yeah, I'll go through my diary, let you know what gigs I've done and what I'm doing.
Also, I'm going to do this harebrained thing with a Red Bull race. I'm actually going to race a car. It's huge, and you can get involved, find out how. Anything else?
You get any action last night, Deano?
No, I never do, John. Enjoy the podcast.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning. Welcome to your Friday.
Good morning.
Yeah.
It's great to be here, Swanee. Saw Deano in the wild last night.
Yeah,
Whereabouts?
Oh, let us tell you.
We're at 9 to 5. The musical, the opening night. Jesus, fun.
Can't believe I missed it. How up my alley is that?
Mate, you'd have loved it, Sonny.
It was magnificent. Deano all of a sudden just swanned in there.
Yeah,
it was
brother.
a late entry.
Yes.
What happened, Deano? Off the bench?
Swanee, don't you... I've never been in the situation where you get locked out of a show.
Me neither.
Like, I was only 5 minutes late, and normally on opening night, they'll let it go for 5 or 10 minutes.
Of course.
Anyway, it was real good.
Fun.
John.
Fun night. Absolutely fun night. I took my wife who... she had a costume malfunction in the car park.
Oh, no.
So she looked like a high class hooker on the red carpet.
God.
Now that's very jarring, I know. But she's
Sonny, that's very jarring, I know.
she's got a jacket on, and then like it almost looks like just a little bra underneath the jacket. But poor old Carl's, she had a couple of malfunctions in the car park. She was doing her best. The idea of a date night was well intentioned.
Yeah.
But then the thought of getting changed and getting dressed in a car park.
The bra under the suit jacket looked legit style, looked fashion, Swan.
It did.
Yeah, of course.
When it was put together with a few safety pins at the last minute, we were sitting at the Japanese restaurant, poor old Kyle's, and I said... Really? I said, are you putting anything else on top of that? She goes, it actually looks okay when you stand up. But when you're sitting down in a Japanese restaurant, surrounded by people that are north of 50 average age, it was just there. It was just down. And like, you can see I thought a couple of old boys were about to have a heart attack in the sushi restaurant.
Oh,
they
my
got more
God.
than they got more than they thought they were going to get at the Japanese place, Swanee.
I've got to see this outfit. It sounds amazing.
Swanee, can you quickly give us anything about Masked Singer? You had a big day yesterday.
I did. I didn't get home until 1 a.m. But we had our own Dolly Parton moment. It's so weird that, in Melbourne, you guys were at 9 to 5, and on the lot at Fox Studios, Abby and I fulfilled our dream of singing on that shiny floor.
Oh, how cool.
And we did, just for the audience, Islands in the Stream.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, just an impromptu performance, and it was so joyous and funny, and we both know every single word to that song. And I was very gracious because I like to be Kenny in that duet.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so does Abby.
Whoa.
So Abby was Kenny and I was Dolly.
I'd kill to see that, Swan.
Well, I don't think there's any evidence of it because you've got to park your phones before you get there.
God damn it.
It's great fun.
Welcome to Friday, Melbourne.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Travel stress can take a hike.
With lots of fully refundable hotels, whatif.com has got you covered.
Just remember, booking cancellation windows apply.
So go ahead and relax and book your next trip with confidence at whatif.com.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
Lauren Gabrielle Russell.
Yeah.
That name mean anything to you, Christine?
It does not, but it's a triple name check and I'm here for it.
I love Gabrielle.
Whatever
sister.
she's done, she's not getting away with
No,
it.
she's not, because she appeared in Sutherland Local Court on Wednesday afternoon after she pleaded guilty to supplying a small quantity of illegal drugs to students from Local Heights Community School late last year. Now, Local Heights, Swanee, it's in the Sutherland Shire, just south of Sydney.
This is in Australia. Wow.
Absolutely. Footage of the December incident shows the physics teacher and Year 12 advisor lighting up from a Gatorade bottle.
Whoa!
Wow.
Classic.
What, didn't she have a Slazenger tennis ball tin?
Oh, no, she did not have that on. She's
flash.
not a big fan of tennis, Swanee. She's more of a golfer. Agreed facts tended to court. Stated Russell contacted, actually, I'm going to use a full name. Lauren Gabrielle Russell stated Russ contacted a student asking to catch up and have a smoke. Why don't we catch up for a bit of a doobie? And arranged to meet little doobie and arranged to meet after school at the marketplace. She later drove the student and a friend to a nearby location where she supplied the minors with cannabis before taking turns to smoke through a Gatorade bottled bong.
Oh, my God.
That is unbelievable.
That's really bad. Like, generally, I'm fairly casual and
Yes.
accepting of most things in the world. You know,
Yes.
my general default is, whatever, what harm does it do? But that's really not great.
And also, just drugs are bad, obviously, all that. But, like, it's another thing to sneakily pass around a doob. She's produced a Gatorade bomb.
Bang.
It's awful.
A Gatorade bomb.
She got so excited that she then drove to the local skate park where she told several more people that she'd been smoking cannabis with the students and get around us. Get on board the Gatorade train.
What, did she actually use those words? Get around.
Get
us?
around us. I think she may
Oh
have.
my God.
Those facts weren't tended to the court, but I think she may have. I heard on the grapevine, Swanee, how good's this? What did you see your teacher doing? 13, 24, 10. This is just going to go right off. I'm like Santa Claus. I know it's Christmas in July party today. I'm loaded up to the eyeballs of the prizes. I need some great stories.
Can I tell you that even the average stories, my kids still freeze and almost go catatonic when they see their teacher, like, at the supermarket.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
there's something so jarring about that person that you've only ever seen in the context of school
Yeah.
having an actual life. Like, the idea of them pushing a trolley and filling it with groceries just blows their mind. And it's like you've caught them doing something secret.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like
Yeah.
it's like Zito. Zito was telling us that his teacher, they caught his teacher
Yeah.
getting it on with her boyfriend on the school oval. That is just unbelievable. Like, honestly, you've hit the jackpot there if you're a young fella, ain't you, Swanee?
Wow.
I saw my music teacher smoking a dart at reset. I know that's not salacious at recess, but it was like, whoa!
Yes, it's anything a teacher does that's not stand in the classroom
No.
is scandalous.
Well, Brodie's teacher saluted Hitler and got sacked.
Whoa!
So there's a range of different things, Swanee, you could have seen your teacher do.
Oh, I love this. 13, 24, 10. What did you see your teacher doing?
Call.
Big Vincent from where are you from? Maroondah. How are you, Vince?
Clorinda, mate.
Close enough.
Clarinda. Whoever our producer can't
good,
spell.
mate,
It says
good.
Maroondah.
Yeah, thrilled to talk to you, buddy. I listen to you guys all the time, so pretty thrilled.
Awesome. Is this
This is a bit of an odd one. So we had in our school at the time, we have the very large oval, and at the very back of the oval was a lot of trees. And our teacher was like a horticulture / physics teacher, and I think Deano kind of gets where I'm going with this. So we ventured into the wild at one point, and we kind of saw him attending to his own little garden area.
Okay.
Great. He's got his own patch.
Oh.
We 100%
on
knew
the
what
school grounds.
on the school ground.
Oh, bless
Yeah.
him.
Brilliant.
My God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was such a lovely guy when he wasn't, off his face. But anyway, no. So he's like, as soon as we saw him, like, what are you doing, Mr. Ram? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say his name.
That's
anyway,
okay. We'll cut it out of the
he's like,
podcast.
get away. Anyway, so he lost his shit, and we kind of knew exactly what was going on. Next day, everything was gone. That area is no longer allowed to be.
Wow, man.
I wonder if he went in under the cover of darkness knowing that his gig was up. It's like, okay, I've got to clear this out. And he's got like,
Oh, yeah,
I can
100%.
see him rooting around in there with a headlamp on at night. Repotting.
How good, Swanee.
Wow.
And that is good because
Yeah.
you can get away with that under the cover of the, no one would think that a teacher would be growing their own weed on the school grounds.
No, and if
it's
questioned,
ingenious.
he could just say it's tomato plants.
Yes.
Absolutely. Dino's asked me to grow several tomato plants.
Hey, everyone needs tomatoes.
A certain strain of tomato that I'd never heard of.
Yeah, the strong ones. A $200 Harris Scarf voucher. Vinny, stay warm this winter with Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prizes. What do you got for us, Jeanette in Sassafras?
Hey, good morning, guys. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hey, that's the second one. Well, welcome aboard. Toot.
Yeah, so no, we were out clubbing one night and we caught our English teacher out boozing on as well, and she was sitting at the table and she'd obviously had a few too many drinks.
Yes.
And she proceeded to vomit.
Really? Right there in the club?
Yeah, right there in the middle of the club, in the corner.
How exciting, though, when you first clocked her. I remember when I was at school, I went to a Catholic girls' school, so some of our teachers were nuns. And in our final year, we all went to the Toc H. We went to Toc H every week, but specifically towards the end of the year, we had sort of a breakup, and Sister Bean turned up to the pub in a, like, you know...
Off her face.
No, rosary beads, but just to see her... In her,
yes.
you know, sort of earthy nun garb with a big rosary bead on, nursing a drink in that loud musical environment, like listening to Groove Is in the Heart and stuff. It just blows your mind.
She was like Whoopi Goldberg and Sister Act.
Yes.
Exactly the same, John.
Exactly.
Jeanette, isn't it weird when, like, you saw your teacher spewing and you have that epiphany, oh, wait a minute, teachers are just idiots like us all.
Yes.
Yes. She was a very well-regarded English teacher too until that moment.
Dino, later up.
$200 Harris Scarf voucher. Stay warm this winter with Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
This exciting. Anon. Tell us your story about the teacher, Anon. Anon.
Hello?
Yeah, that's you, Anon. Let's go, brother. Turn your blinker off and speak up. For the love of God.
Non, good to speak to you, brother.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Yeah. What are you doing Saturday, John?
Best on ground Saturday night. I tell you what, it's a great night of footy because Geelong plays Carlton. It could be a look ahead to deep into September. Yeah. So looking forward to that. And then straight after, best on ground. So we've got some tickets. We've had some huge crowds. We had about 150 last week.
That is brilliant. And it's a great night out. It's like footy cabaret or something.
Footy cabaret. I think a few people in the crowd are starting to use it as a little bit of a cheap fill-up on the way out to town. So,
yeah.
But it's plenty of fun, so you can come along, have a feed, have a few drinks in the green room before it. And Bucks is back.
Bucks is back, gang.
He's walked the Kokoda Trail with his two sons, so he's back fresh. So looking forward to seeing Bucks back on set again for all you Pies fans out there.
13,
fantastic.
24-10. It's Best on Ground, channel 504, and it's straight after the footy. Call now if you want to go see John on Saturday night.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. What a thrill. It's 7 o'clock on a Friday, and that means it's Dave O'Neill o'clock.
I'm here, everybody.
Hello,
Relax.
beautiful.
You
How
look
are
dishevelled.
I am a bit.
You do, brother.
I've
What have you
a bit
been doing last night?
Oh, no, I was at Lilydale. The Hop Hen Brew House doing a gig. They've got all these breweries in these industrial estates, and as I always say, I was here checking my meth lab anyway next door, right? So
That's good.
Great to be here. But So I didn't drink or anything though. So
And you've got a
the marks from my CPAP.
mark from your CPAP.
I got to tell you, there's been a what's the word?
A revelation.
A revelation about the CPAP. I'll tell you next. What's
Whoa.
happened? Well, I was going to be the face of CPAP.
What?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, like you're the face of fat.
Yep. It just keeps getting better. Next Viagra, I hope.
Don't reveal too much.
I think you'll find Camagra is a better product.
Oh, yes.
It's Uncle Dave's here. We're going to have a lot of fun. Also, if you get on the radio, first class and 50K could be yours. Don't move.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Dave O'Neill is in the studio. You have a revelation for us.
Yeah, and you've been... Let me just give you a recap. You have had some extraordinary business partnerships. You've been the voice of 7-Eleven.
Coles Express.
Coles Express.
Puts me to shame, Christine, and you as well.
He puts us all to shame.
The face of fat.
The face of fat. Was it Crisco?
One of those oils. Yeah, I went to the oil refinery, they call it, where they made vegetable fat, an animal fat.
Really?
And that was you. You were the face of fat.
Yeah, I was the face of fat. I did a photo shoot holding a thing of fat.
Hey,
But
can I just
now-
say, you just said, like you'd seen a ghost. Was that a traumatic experience?
The oil refinery is because on one side,
Fair stench to it too.
yes. So what they do, this is how they make animal fat and how they make vegetable oil. Vegetable oil is just seed oil. As seeds melted down.
Okay.
Animal fat is just bones and blood melted down. Oh. And so they had a line on the refinery floor, painted on the floor. That side's vegetable fat, this side's animal fat. And they just have huge vats boiling constantly where they just put all the animals and it all just melts and turns into oil.
I didn't know that.
There you go. All the best today.
I got you the behind the scenes.
It sounds like an ad for olive oil.
It absolutely does. Or flaxseed or grapeseed or anything that doesn't involve barrels in bodies.
Oh, my God.
That's why seed oil is called vegetable oil. Is not that good for you because it's not. We're not. That's why olive oil is good for you because it's an olive. Whereas seed oil has got canola, whatever grains that are melted down, and your body doesn't cope that well. Apparently. Oh. Yeah. Oh, here. Anyway.
I bet it copes a lot better than the previous discussion about the animal fat.
The animal fat.
I saw be right with their ambassador at the moment.
I saw trucks pulling in with just blood and bone.
Can I tell you?
I'm vegan.
Much like when you buy a fish, a goldfish from a pet shop, and you've got to take it home and leave it in the bag and within your tank so that it takes on the temperature of the tank that it's going into.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you got to do that. You got to do that. And I use that as a metaphor a lot of the time in my life. And the same thing is happening at the moment at Mars Singer because Husey is vegan and Osher is vegan.
Oh, they are, yeah.
And I feel like a goldfish that's been brought home from the pet shop and they are setting my temperature. And more I'm feeling like, do I really need to eat this meat? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
and then that story has just pushed me over the line.
Wow.
But and Husey knows the good vegan restaurants too.
I went for lunch with him and it was in fact I knew the restaurant and he didn't, but I introduced it to him.
Oh yeah, I went to one in St Kilda with him and I had something to eat beforehand thinking,
Dave's just eating chicken McNuggets in the car.
Yeah, a whole barbecue chicken.
And I'm like, why did I bother? This food's really nice. Anyway, and of course I'm the voice of Ladbrokes at the moment. Ladbroke Flemington this weekend.
But you've hit paid it though.
Yeah, that Ladbroke it. That's a weekly gig. Okay, but so I wear a CPAP every night, and last night I was at the Lilydale Hop and Hen Brewery.
For people that don't know what a CPAP is, it's a mask that plugs in and regulates your breathing if you've got sleep apnea.
Sound like Darth Vader.
Yeah, it's like, and I say it's time to make love to Snuffleupagus every night. I want to strap it on. That's what I say. And I was talking from the stage to Steve, another big guy who had a CPAP there last night. He was telling me he's got a battery one that he uses in his caravan.
Really? He takes on the road with him. How common are they?
They're common amongst big men and some older women, I believe.
But then what happens when the batteries run out? Do you just die?
No, you don't die.
It starts buzzing. It's like your phone. It's like your phone when you've set your alarm and then your phone's about to run out of batteries. It starts beeping.
But anyway, I was thinking, I was asked to be the face of CPAP. After I appeared on TV, I was on the project on the Comedy Gala and I did jokes about my CPAP. I got an email from the makers of CPAP and they said, we'd love you to be the ambassador.
This is great.
And, the face of CPAP.
And of course
CPAP cash is sweet.
Yes. Yeah. And you say yes to that because you say yes to everything.
Yeah. And so anyway, I never found out what happened. Nothing really happened. Then I was driving along the road the other day to the CPAP shop, nearly crashed my car. Coxie from Coxie's Big Break.
No!
Mate, he's the face of CPAP.
No!
How's that?
Mate, Coxie's been off the scene for years.
Mate,
How the hell did
Coxie.
he get back in?
He undercut Dave. I guarantee he undercut.
What's happened?
I said to my manager, why wasn't I the face of CPAP? She goes, I didn't want to tell you, but they said you weren't fat enough.
Hey,
is that a compliment?
That's only because you've been sick the last 2 weeks. You just told me off air.
I can get fat again. I can, I can be like,
you can jump into one of those oils of animal fat. Sounds great.
All I can think of is time to make love to
Snuffleupagus. I'm like a fighter pilot.
That's hot, Dave. That's hot.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
I won't.
Okay, Dino's pitch. Dino's pitch.
What?
Dino's pitch. Dino's pitch. Dino's pitch.
I don't know why, but it feels like a million years since we've had the reins of this out-of-control cult to our own out-of-control stallion.
Flanurga.
Deano.
What is it, John?
Flanurgan
Flanurgan.
is a medication or a sedative.
No, the flanura. Well, the thing that a person...
Flaneur.
Oh, flaneur.
Yeah,
Flaneur is a man that saunters around town to look at all the cultural artefacts and pieces.
A flaneur.
He's a saunterer.
didn't know
A
that.
flaneur.
I love adventure and I love getting out there.
And I think if you're a woman flaneur, you're a flaneuse,
Wow.
which is what I am.
Here's my next harebrained thing. Red Bull have more money than God. You understand
Yes.
Yeah, they got a lot of coin.
that? They
yeah,
do.
They do those planes things and things.
Swanee, they got a guy to jump off a spacecraft and just head back to Earth. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
They give you wings, man.
They give
man.
you wings.
They even got
Yeah.
their own racetrack. The last Formula One Grand Prix was there at the Red Bull racetrack in Austria.
Where was Red Bull invented? What
Austria.
country? Thailand.
Really? Fact check that, I think.
I think so.
He got nervous.
So.
He got
I was
nervous.
going to offer you a tidbit, but I'm not that. I'm thinking it was Thailand.
Zito just gave you the thumbs up. Well done,
Well
Dave.
done,
He
Dave.
backtracked. I love that.
A lot of people don't know that I've always wanted to race cars and be a rally driver or just get behind the wheel or something, but it's a rich person's game, you know, John. Like even Bucks was telling me, Nathan Buckley was telling me that his kid wants to be a racer, and even Bucks is doing pretty well. He's like, man,
It's expensive.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's like golf. You need sponsors and stuff.
Poor old Buck's going through a divorce and his kid wants to be a motor racer.
Well, even if Bam Bam wanted to be a racer, Swanee, even that's good for you to mention that as well. Like, even if Bam
Bucks.
Bam wanted to be a racer, Swanee, even John would be like, oh, gee.
Oh, yeah, he wants to be a racer.
Nice.
Yeah, which is really concerning because if you actually look at their formula, a few of the Formula One drivers, their dads are billionaires.
Yes, did you know this one?
I didn't.
They
Mark
pay
Webber?
to get in there.
Mark Webber?
No, Mark Webber wasn't. He was the Aussie boy. He's done
Canberra.
well. Yeah.
Queanbeyan. But you
think-
start on go-karts, don't you?
Start on go-karts, but even that costs money, Dave. Imagine
Absolutely.
the technical side of lagging around a go-kart to go-kart meets.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to travel far and wide.
Broke kids aren't becoming racers.
No, that's true.
Until now.
Or kids with like parents that don't care.
Yes,
which would be
Swanee.
my kids. If my kids came to me and said, I want to be a race car driver, I'd go, sorry, you've picked the wrong family to be born into.
You couldn't imagine your weekends at Portland or Warrnambool or
Calder
No.
Park.
Puckapunyal.
Nah,
But
Colin
also,
Park.
that goes
Nah.
the same for wanting to be a champion swimmer. I'm not
I
getting
don't
up
do that.
If I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. every day if they're only going to make
Nah.
the state finals.
no.
You know what I mean? They're going to make the Olympics.
Absolutely.
They're going to make the Olympics.
I raise this point because, and where's the Days of Thunder theme? Oh, yeah.
Now I want to be a racer.
Red Bull's Billy Cart race, gang. It's coming to Melbourne.
Oh, is it?
You know Lansdowne Street in the city, Dave?
Yes.
So cool.
That big hill, Swanee?
Yes.
They're doing a Billy Cart race.
Oh my God, this is like a dream come true for you.
You just have to hurtle down a damn hill.
But what are you going to be in? You can't be just on a box with some ropes.
Well, here's the thing.
Ball
Well,
bearings.
you can be.
Here's the
you
thing.
may end up in hospital.
I went to our bosses here and said, just put me in the damn race. Get me in this Red Bull thing. And they said,
Deano.
all right, let's do a wacky radio thing. I'm like, damn straight we'll do a wacky radio thing.
Be
awesome.
safe. Be safe.
Ah,
though.
Swanee, if I die, I die.
No.
Hey, John, if I
please
die,
don't.
if you're going to be a racer, you got to be ready for that.
You got to be willing to die, don't you?
And I am. $1,000, gang, out there, if you're listening and you want to design my Billy Cart.
Oh, I love this.
It obviously doesn't need a motor, Swanee. You're just hurtling down a hill.
You need a
You know,
prop-
my dad in the 70s, because he's a mechanic, actually, my father.
Yeah.
And he spent a few weekends building me a go-kart from scratch with old parts from a lawnmower. And it had a clutch and a brake, and it flew through those streets of Doncaster East like you would not believe.
Awesome.
Skin grafts are a real risk, Swanee.
You should call the major. He's going to tell you how to make the best one.
Mate, well, this
the
is
major.
December 3, hurtling down Lansdowne Street in the city. Now, here's the other thing. I need a chief engineer. Do you think Bam Bam would be interested?
Absolutely. Bam Bam would be there. He'd love to be a part of this. When I tell him he's going to absolutely froth, he'll take 3 months off school just in preparation.
But also, you need a mentor. You need like Mark Webber to mentor you.
Well, it's in December, so look, I've got a lot of time to do some wild shit.
Yeah.
I reckon Brickman would be a great mentor.
Brickman?
I know that he works with Lego, but it's a similar thing. He's got that engineer's brain.
Absolutely. I had
Yeah.
a beer with, remember I told you the story, me and Bucks had a beer with Larry Perkins at the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Larry Perkins would do it, the legendary motor racer.
You're telling me you can get
He won 6 Bathurst.
I can get Perkins?
Of course you can get Perkins.
We are getting a dream team together. My dad, the Major,
Bam Bam.
Perkins, Bam Bam, and Brickman. And
Gee.
Dino. I mean, name a more iconic quintet. I'll wait.
Bam Bam's going to be in charge of things, so don't make him. I'm not weighing. I'm not weighing myself.
I'll be your grid girl. Yeah,
Yes!
Because it's 2022.
You can do it.
Now, Dino, I love how you referred to just before, about how you just got to be, you're not afraid of dying.
Mate.
I think the quote you're looking for from the great Cole Trickle,
Yeah.
I'm more afraid of being nothing than I am of being hurt.
Gee,
That is my mantra
you're not nothing.
for the Red Bull Billy Cart race.
Oh, be careful. Don't fly off into the Yarra.
Now,
love
if you want to design this for me, go to the Nova Player to enter. The Red Bull Billy
This is
Cart race
unbelievable.
is coming to Melbourne this December, so we've got a while to do this. Enter online at redbull.com/Billy Cart race if you want to even race in it alongside me. Hey, what's that quote again, John?
I'm more afraid of dying. No, I'm more afraid of being nothing than I am of being hurt.
Amen.
Son of a bitch.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
And Dave O'Neill's here because it's Friday. We're doing tidbits right now. So everyone that calls up with a tidbit gets a $200 Harris Scarf voucher. How good's that?
Fantastic, Dave.
May I offer you a tidbit?
Please, Dave.
You know the hit Mambo No. 5?
2 weeks.
Oh, here we go.
What a start to a song.
I know.
Whoever came up with this start needs to be awarded a Nobel Peace
Lou
Prize.
Vega?
Vega with a B.
Yeah, Lou Vega.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Anyway.
Once I caught a fish alive.
This was a huge hit, and they reckon one of the reasons it was a hit, particularly in America, it was almost 6 months to a year after the Monica Lewinsky scandal with Bill
yes.
Clinton. And because he says in this song, a little bit of Monica in my life.
Really?
Yeah. Because they wanted to use
Here we go.
it. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, because they wanted to use it in the Democrats' convention because it's such a good feel-good song, but they pulled it last minute when they realised it says.
Monica.
Here we go.
A little bit of Monica in my life.
That's a great tidbit.
And they reckon DJs just love playing it and referencing it, so that's why it became number one in America, I reckon.
Huge.
That's so interesting.
Great.
John,
Dragonflies.
Oh, they're scary.
you're not going to do me like this.
No, I'm not going to do it because I've been very conscious of this. I want to talk about dragonflies.
Okay.
So switch your brain on for a second.
All right. Okay,
Think
got
of the
it.
dragonfly's anatomy.
Yep.
May I offer you a tidbit?
Yes.
Dragonflies can inhale water through a long tube at the tip of their anus and save it.
Yes.
Later on, if they need to, they can shoot the water out of their anus to make them fly faster.
Wow.
Like a turbo.
That's so weird because Dave O'Neill can do exactly the same thing.
I was going to say, Dino, for your billy cart, this is a good technique.
Is this an accurate sentence? A dragonfly's anus water is like nos.
It is. It's nos. For sure. It's the afterburner. It is the nos.
Come on.
That makes so much sense because they hover above the swimming pool, in summer, and that's what they're doing. They're using their bum as a straw.
That's a horrific.
Well, they're like the fire, the helicopters and the planes.
Yeah,
the
Elvis.
helicopters. They're like Elvis. They come in, they drop down on top of the dam.
John, that is
suck
a
the water
great
up.
tidbit.
John, best of the year, I'd say.
Thank you
brother.
very much.
My God.
Zito, thank you for that.
Never doubt yourself.
I offer you a tidbit.
Yeah.
Yes, Dino. Never doubt yourself.
Never doubt yourself again.
Hey, Kate Blanchett, one of our most famous actors and truly like a global superstar, right?
Yeah.
Did you know she was on Red Faces?
Oh, yeah.
I think I did.
What did she do?
She did a quirky little song with some dude. Here's a bit.
If I was a stamp and you were my nail, I'd cling on tight as we travel.
Jesus.
Gone, Red.
Thank God she became an actor, not a singer.
Yeah, may I offer you a Kate Blanchett tip? Tip. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Kate Blanchett went to MLC there on the corner of Glenferrie and Barker's Road, opposite the 7-Eleven.
Wow.
Yeah.
They would have tried to get her back to speak at Assembly, right?
Definitely.
Oh, sure. Every
Definitely.
week.
All right, let's go to the phones. Michael and Doreen, what do you got for us, Michael?
May I offer you a tidbit?
Please do.
Oh.
That penguins have knees.
Do they?
Penguins have knees.
I didn't know penguins had knees.
Why do they walk like idiots?
I don't know.
Where
But
are
they have
their
knees and they have a femur bone and virtually everything that we've got.
Where are their knees? Are they high up where we can't see them?
We can't see.
Honestly, I don't know. I just know about it.
Oh, well,
It's a
Michael,
good
do your
one.
homework next time.
That's good. I like
well
that
done,
because you
Michael.
just think they've got just feet
Yeah.
under their little
Yes.
furry tummies.
$200 Harris Scarf
good one.
voucher for you, Michael. Again, if you got supporting audio, great. But Michael clearly didn't have much more. Andy, good morning.
May I offer you a tidbit?
Go for it.
The average person produces enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools.
Whoa.
In the course of a year or a
Lifetime.
day or a lifetime?
That's a lifetime.
Hot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My imagination is the best and worst thing that has ever happened to me, and I can just imagine swimming in that, and I feel sick.
I think Deano was exchanging saliva last night.
No, I just was not. That's not true. You insane man.
Who with?
No one.
Dragonflies.
A $200 Harris Scarf voucher. Stay warm
Thanks,
this winter.
guys.
Hey,
Good on
thank
ya.
you though.
Harris Scarf.
A Harris Scarf voucher, $200. Stay warm this winter with Harris Scarf. Great brand.
Yeah, it was the Dragonfly.
Here's a tidbit. I love Harris Scarf like crazy. It is such a great shopping experience.
Stay warm. Great brands. Great prices. All right, hey, we got one more, Jackie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whoa, Ben in Geelong. Good morning.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Benny boy.
Can we say go Cats? You a Cat supporter?
Nah, mate, I'm Essendon. Through and through.
What do we say about Essendon? Don the sash and get on the hash. Anyway, there we go.
Who says that, Dave?
Well, their slogan is Don the sash.
Yes, I know that, but
Get on the hash. That was
last
after
bit-
drug scandal.
That last bit is absolutely just you in the whole and entire universe.
Since
Get on
boys
the
are
hash.
switching off.
Ben.
Go, Ben. What's your tidbit?
I offer you a tidbit.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali's father used to throw rocks at him as a kid to make him quick enough to dodge them.
I don't know why we're laughing, but that's horrific.
I think the delivery got me sore.
Jonathan, why are you writing this down in your parenting manual?
Again, another tip for the billy car training. We're going to throw rocks at you, Deano.
A $200 Harris Scarf voucher. Well done, mate. That's outstanding. Stay warm this winter with Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prizes.
Might be a cousin of mine, that one.
Success all around.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Running up that hill, it's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Dave O'Neill's in the studio. And last night I saw Jonathan Brown wearing a suit jacket, Swan.
I mean, that is... To see Jonathan Brown in the wild in a suit jacket, it's a wonderful achievement.
Christine, I went all out. New suit jacket and a new white shirt, which I found in the bottom of my cupboard. How good's that? I thought, finally something's working out.
And you went and saw 9 to 5.
Yeah, bro.
9 to 5, absolutely. It was sensational. I met my wife in the city who'd been to an appointment, so I said, you know what, Dale, I'll catch the train in. All good. We're man of the people. And then the train lines are broken. They're not working at the moment, so I called an Uber. I met my wife in the city. We had Japanese. And then we walked in and we did the red carpet. We walked along.
Where did you have Japanese? I'm just out of interest.
It was like at Southgate, you know, that sort of, that
Yes.
walk.
Yep.
I think it's called Miyagi, I'm going to guess.
Mr. Miyagi.
I don't think it was Mr. Miyagi. It was started with an M anyway.
Yep.
Sorry, I asked.
And but we went along there, Swanee, onto the red carpet, and we got interviewed by Georgia Love.
Oh, yes.
She's like the 2000s version of Dickie Wilkins.
Oh.
On the red carpet, a couple of questions, and I got, you know, when you get frozen, when you go, what's your favourite? Poor old Coles was really, she was stuck for songs, and she goes, what's your favourite Dolly Parton song? And I thought,
There's only one answer.
oh my God, I'm stuck. And I thought, well, 9 to 5. 9 to 5, like, geez, boring.
Jolene.
What a boring bitch, JB.
Jolene.
Bitch.
No, that's all I had. You know when you get stuck,
Yeah.
Swanee, and we know
But
all
that
these
is-
songs.
That is a good answer. I mean, come on.
It's a great song.
9 to 5 is a great song.
That's
Her
right.
other big one. Remember her other big one? I'll Always Love You. She wrote that song. You know, the Whitney Houston song.
May I offer
Yes,
you a
she did,
tidbit?
yeah.
May I offer you a tidbit? Dolly Parton wrote I Will Always Love You and Jolene on the same
No way.
day.
No way.
Yeah. The same day.
May I offer you
Oh,
a tidbit?
Yeah,
What's
you
going
know.
on here?
Dolly Parton met her husband when she was at the laundromat. She went outside for some air and he drove past in his truck because he works in asphalt. He yelled out, "Hey, pretty lady," and they got married. That's how they met.
Wow.
That's the way you pick up.
They're still married.
They're still married, yeah.
Hey, Jonathan, last night I got in my seat right late and I was wedged in between Brian Nankervis from Rockwiz, which is
shook
pretty
his hand,
exciting.
I love Brian.
But then to the other side, Swanee, I could feel a velvet suit, a burgundy velvet suit.
yeah.
And the man under the mask was the great Alan Raskell.
Rascal, of course.
Oh, my God. You got the best seat in the house.
Oh, yeah.
We were walking along the red carpet after we finished. George, Georgia asked me what my favourite 80s movie was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't
Top
know.
Gun.
Well, I said Top Gun because we're in Top Gun mode at the moment, so I've got to go for Top Gun. But walked away with great regret.
Yeah.
I thought, where was Tango,
Tango
and
and Cash.
You
Yes.
Where, you idiot. What an idiot. Anyway, Kyle said to me, geez, have a look at those legs. Who was in front of us?
Who?
Rhonda Birchmore.
Yes!
She didn't realise it was Rhonda Birchmore. Still in magnificent condition, Rhonda. Jeez.
She's one of the greats.
One of the greats.
A treasure.
Anyway, we got in there. It was fantastic. The cast is unbelievable. Casey Donovan hits her crescendo in the second act. She was
She
magnificent.
got a standing ovation during
did.
the show, not at the end.
Wow.
You know what I've
She's
got?
got an extraordinary voice.
Extraordinary. What about the cast too? Marina Pryor, just supporting actress, who's one of the greats. Of course, we've got the same hairdresser.
Not the same haircut.
Not the
Yeah.
same haircut. I told George you love that. Eddie Perfect is unbelievable.
He's great.
And Erin Clare plays Dolly. She was fantastic as well. First act, row B, sitting behind the conductor.
What?
You?
The best spot of all time.
Wow.
And I'm going, this is amazing. I feel I can reach out and touch Marina and Eddie and all the crew. And then we go to the intermission and Coles goes, I am busting to go to the toilet, so you're going to have to get the drinks. I go, okay. So I'll run off and get the drinks and come back. And then I'm starting to question in my mind going, I'm going to have to go to the toilet as well. So we get back to our seat. And I mentioned that to Kylie and she said, you don't want to go through the second act needing to go to the toilet. It is excruciating. She said, go to the toilet. And I thought, okay, righto, so I'm going to quickly whip out. I knew it was getting tight. As I get out the door to the toilet, the music starts. This starts again, Swanee. I thought, oh, geez, this could be dramas.
Countdown.
I'm not sure how well this works. So I'm in the toilet. I'm going 100 miles an hour, just trying to squeeze it all out. A little shake at the end, and then I go rushing back in. Locked out.
Locked out.
Locked out. So then outside for 15 minutes, I'm thinking this is unbelievable. So they weren't going to let us in at this stage. They said, if you're in the first few rows, you're not allowed back in because it distracts the actors.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, shit. And then eventually we've convinced them after about 20 minutes to let us back in the theatre.
With the pineapple.
Right up the back with the instructions of do your best and just find a spare seat.
Oh, my God. So Kylie had to watch the rest of the show on her own.
On her own, but she had a great seat. And I was right up the back.
And she had your drink. A couple of drinks.
She did too. No wonder she was Poleaxe at the end.
Go see it.
Go see it. It was fantastic.
How many stars?
Out of 5, I'm going to give it 4 stars. It was
That's
fun.
great. Amazing.
And the cast. How good.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. It's 8 o'clock. You're probably in the car. Well, you might be dropping the kids to school. I'm here to tell you you've officially made it through the first week of school back. This is good. This is good
Yes,
news.
big achievement. Big achievement.
Huge achievement.
Absolutely.
Huge.
Dave's here.
Well done.
Hi, Dave.
Hello. Morning.
I tell you what I'm excited about, buying the Sunday Herald Sun this week.
Who's on the
because
front cover?
I'm reliably informed. A little birdie told me that Christine Swan will be gracing the pages. Actually, not the pages.
The front cover.
The front cover of Stella magazine.
Yes.
With a quote.
Yes?
Now, it's not Cole Trickle's quote.
Yeah.
I'm more afraid of being nothing than being hurt.
Yeah.
You could have gone with that one, Christine.
I could have.
I love this. They call women washed up. I'm 50 next year, and that's not the case for me. It doesn't have to be the case for anyone. Look at those pathetic words.
Looking good, Swan.
Bang.
Stella.
Chrissie Swan in her prime, it says. Oh. There you go.
What does that mean, John?
You're in the prime. You're just carving up left, right and centre. Like, hey, Melbourne's your playground at the moment, Christine.
You're Jonathan Brown, 2001, 2002.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Premiership player. You're a premiership player.
Yeah, premiership game.
You'll have to give me some tips on how to navigate this prime that apparently I'm in. That's good. That's
You're Jonathan Brown. Deano, you're Acker.
It was a very quick turnaround. I only shot that about 4 days ago.
Yeah.
5 days ago.
I've seen the photo. It looks amazing.
Leather pants too.
Leather pants.
Hey, there's a little bit of Sandy from Greece in that.
I agree.
Oh, yes.
I look like Sandy from Greece. Agreed.
You got to see these pics. Go to our Chrissie, Sam and Brownie Instagram and have a look and get Stella magazine, Swanee. How good.
Bit of fun, isn't it?
You sign the front cover for me?
Yeah, sure. And the inside. Don't forget about Masked Singer. That's what I did it for. Talking about Masked Singer.
When does that start, Swanee?
I can't tell you, but it's sooner than you think. Yeah.
Take it off. Take it off.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Over 100. What if you're booking holiday? It's Aussie for travel, Swanee.
You may remember that earlier on this week, I confessed that I had tracked down what I was told was the best banh mi, which is those delicious Vietnamese pork rolls.
Crispy.
In Sydney, and it ended up costing me $71.86 in an Uber for a $10 banh mi.
Oh.
That's an expensive roll.
Yeah.
Well, it's not as expensive as Jessica Lee from Perth, who has just been fined over $2,000 for a Subway sandwich that she didn't declare on the plane. And that Subway sandwich ended up costing her $2,664 plus the cost of the sandwich.
Well, I didn't declare it. Like, you have to declare a sandwich.
Can I tell you what happened?
Yeah.
And this is a cautionary tale for all of us, because we could do this. Absolutely.
Oh.
She went to Singapore for a holiday, and at the airport she bought a foot-long Subway. That's a big sandwich.
They have Subways in Singapore or at the Australian airport?
In Singapore. International. It's an international
Changi Airport
franchise, yeah. So she bought it at Singapore airport, and then she only ate half of it, and she thought, I'll save half of it for the plane, I guess. Put it in her bag, forgot about it. Obviously, there was food on board. She ate that instead. Went to leave the plane, didn't declare two of the ingredients in the Subway, completely forgot she had this half a roll, and she got fined $2,664. Here's her reaction.
A little declaration thing. So I didn't take chicken and I didn't take lettuce. Chicken and lettuce. And that is a nice little $2,664. I quit my job before this trip. I have rent to pay.
What a great voice.
Can you believe that? Wouldn't you just get off the plane, and when they said, hang on, you haven't declared this, wouldn't you just eat it?
Yeah.
Chuck it in the bin. Yeah, wow.
Or
Jeez, the officers are a bit harsh, though.
Absolutely.
$2,000 fine for that. What an arsehole.
It does make me feel much better for paying $82 for a banh mi.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Hey, shut up, Dave. Good morning, everyone. It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Uncle Dave's here.
Dave's diary.
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
It's where I go through the gigs that I've had and the ones that are coming up.
Now, this is not fictitious. These are actual places that you will be seen.
Yeah, and ones that I did a couple of footy clubs. Oh, gee, I did Diamond Creek Footy Club.
Diamond Creek, yes.
A reverse draw. This Chrissie, where everyone pays like $100 and then someone wins $10,000 at the end of the day. It's a fundraising thing.
We've done that at the Brisbane Lions once. And my brother won the $10,000.
Did he?
Yeah, which
rigged.
Well, I had nothing to do with it. I didn't organise it. At this stage, it was late in my career. And coincidentally, his wedding was about 3 months later. So obviously the accusations were flying around the room. But it's a great day. Have you seen it, Swanee? Where the last person standing, the last person drawn out wins the money.
I haven't seen it, but that sounds like a great opportunity for you to suggest that your brother put it all on Bit of a Lad.
Yes. Well, this one, but the problem is if you don't get on early, once your name gets drawn out and you're out of the run, you just get on the free grog because there's always the alcohol's included in the price of the ticket.
Absolutely, it's part of it.
And so Don McCook, I spoke to the guy who sounded a bit older than me, and he sounded very civilised. He said, well, what we're going to do, we're going to have a little bit of a lunch, and then at 2 we'll bring you on, and it'll be fantastic. And we've got about 100 people coming. And I thought, they're all going to be like my age. He said, yeah, they'll be around, sort of middle age. I get there's at least 15 young blokes vaping out the front. And I walk in, it's wall-to-wall young blokes with a few guys my age and some netball women, and they're all watching that UFC fight on the TV.
Oh, no!
There's no lunch. It's just people eating hamburgers and, sausages and stuff.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And then he goes, all right, well, I'm a man of my word. It's almost 2. I'll bring you on. I went, mate, what can't go on when the fight's happening?
No.
We're going to wait for the fight to stop.
Sport.
But anyway, that was quite gladiatorial, you have to say, that one. A lot of back and forth with the crowd.
Wait, did you wait for the fight to end?
Yeah, I waited for the fight to end. But then someone said there's another fight starting.
All right.
Come on, put me on quick.
In the crowd.
But that's recent. But, yeah, the crowd.
In the crowd. There's a brawl in row 2.
Today I've got 3 gig. I'm doing the CVA commercial property. Joanne's a big fan of this show.
Yeah.
So she actually heard this segment. That's why I'm doing this gig. Joanne, I believe it is.
Joanne, what's up, Joanne?
CVA, their commercial property.
It's Commonwealth Bank to those that aren't in the know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. CBA, Commonwealth Bank Australia.
Absolutely.
Dave didn't even know.
No.
Dave, just quickly, opportunity for cardigans. Cardigan
jokes.
Because they're going to be in suits, but there'll definitely be 1 or 2 there in cardigans, and you love that.
Love that.
Love the cardigan.
The cardigan. I've said it to Nick Rewalt. Sign of wealth, mate. How wealthy are you? You're wearing your cardigan, mate. Straight from Mentone, are you?
How did that go down?
No, he didn't like it. And then I saw him on a plane about 2 weeks later. I went, wearing your cardigan again, mate. He's like...
He would have thought you were picking on him, which he probably were.
I was. Yeah. Then I've got to go... Tonight, I'm live at the Olinda Community Hall.
Yeah, boy.
Up in the Dandenongs. It's so beautiful up there. It's all misty mountains.
It is beautiful.
And you Google it, and if you have the password Dave, you can get $5 off your tickets.
Love that.
That's tonight at the Olinda Community Hall. Then tomorrow
so
night...
that's just like a stand-up gig. That's a proper...
Yeah,
you're not... Okay, great.
With other comedians, Brad Oakes, Billy Stiles.
Billy!
Billy!
Well,
the
that's a
legend.
good cast.
This and the big one, and you were very excited when I mentioned this, it's been put off, the Hillsville RSL 102nd birthday party.
Now we're talking.
Let me guess. That started off as the 100th birthday. Yeah.
Yes, because of COVID. And it says on the poster, laughs and dancing. And so people have been saying, what sort of dancing are you going to do, Dave? And I said, there's only one dance I can do. The nut bush.
Please say that you are going to rip out the nut bush at this Hillsville RSL.
Still tickets available. If you're in Hillsville, it's a great night.
Dave insisted we started this from the start.
I love the start.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. As my day as during my time as a mobile disc jockey, this would bring the house down.
Absolutely.
You want to make sure there's some defibrillators on the wall there.
Yeah,
when the nut bush cracks in. The 102nd year RSL anniversary.
That's going to be a big night.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow night.
Clear.
And then I'm looking forward into my diary. I've got a lot of gigs coming up, but I thought this one you might like. Monday the 25th of July, I've got to head out to Rowville at 11 a.m. I'm part of the Nuttalex 90-year celebrations.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You know Nuttalex is like a margarine.
Very underrated. My wife gets Nuttalex.
She loves
love
Nuttalex.
it.
Yes.
I love it too. It's got the little squirrel on the front.
Yes. Yes, that's it. So if you've got any Nuttalex jokes, bring them on.
So what sort of crowd would be there?
Very niche. That's a niche.
What sort of crowd would it be there for the 90-year anniversary of Nuttalex?
It's the Nuttalex workers. It's people from the factory, people from marketing, anyone who works in Nuttalex.
So where's the actual function room?
Rowville. In Rowville.
So is it in the factory? Or
it's in a hotel.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought you were on the factory floor just knocking out jokes. Just knocking him down.
It's fantastic. I want it like Johnny Cash going to the prisons.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask...
Nuttalex.
I want to get someone on from Nuddlex to talk to us next Friday. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah.
Because I've got some questions. Like, take us through the process of knowing that there had to be a big group function. Who organised that? Who then said, we're going to need an MC? And at what point did somebody say, what about Dave O'Neill?
Yeah.
I want to know that process.
What?
Who makes those decisions and why?
Probably because I'm the face of fat.
Yeah.
It's kind of in a similar area.
Definitely be a link.
It is.
There's a link there.
Let's talk to someone next week from Nuddlex and get to the bottom of it.
Also,
sure.
Dave, I don't know what the joke is, but can you have a dig at I can't believe it's not butter in some way?
Yeah, great one.
All right, so can you work on that and let me know what the gag is?
And also, Middle, you ought to be congratulated. No, you shouldn't.
Yes!
Oh, my God.
No, you shouldn't.
Good start. Dave Zari, one more time for that stand-up gig with the promo code. Where is that?
So that's if you just Google the community hall in the Linda tonight, David Rose is also on, and just the code is Dave, and you get $5 off. Awesome. There's currently 40 tickets sold, but we're looking at 60 at least.
Yeah, let's get up over 60.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram. Dr. David Craig. Don't worry, I've thought it too.
What's your flavour?
But let's straighten up because he's a bit more serious than someone singing about flavours. He's got a fascinating story as he was a bodyguard for 3 prime ministers. He was also the lead investigator into the Bali bombings that tracked down Southeast Asia's most wanted terrorist. The Hunted starts at 7:30 p.m. Sunday on 10 and 10 Play. Here's Dr. Craig.
Welcome to the show, Dr. David Craig. We are unnaturally excited about Hunted in this studio because it's right up our alley. What was it? What was the process like for you when they called you and said, "Listen, we've got an interesting job for you"?
Look, they told me about it, and I said, "No, I'm not a media person. I don't act. I can't recite lines and things like that." And they said they just want someone that can investigate fugitives on the run. And I went, "Well, yeah, I'll have a go at that."
You can do that.
Yeah. Give me some experts and let me chase them.
What I don't understand, David, is that you've looked after, and been involved with some of the biggest names in Australia, Bob Hawke, Paul Keating, John Howard. How do normal Joe blogs from Reservoir have a chance against you?
Well, you know what, underestimating the rat cunning of an Aussie under pressure on the run.
Yeah.
We are generally, as a nation, pretty damn cunning, and these guys didn't make it easy for us, let me tell you.
Hiding in plain sight, isn't that what they say?
There's a whole range of different techniques that people can use, and they tried a whole range of things, and I was surprised by a number of things that happened.
Right.
Well, it's interesting because when you met Jonathan Brown here, you didn't realise he was the Jonathan Brown from the Brisbane Lions.
No, I know.
So he could have been a contestant.
Absolutely. I'd love to go on this show.
Because you probably don't know because you're from Brisbane, but I played for Geelong, and that's he played for West Coast.
I played for West Coast, yeah.
David, could we stop down just for a minute for people that aren't familiar with the concept of the show? It's been huge overseas. Could you just explain it in your own way to get people excited?
Well, basically, there's a van. We get told that there's a van with 18 fugitives on board. The fugitives apparently have $500, some cash, some card. They're going to be released somewhere. We have no idea where that is. All I know is the van, the registration number. I dispatched the helicopter straight away, of course, locked onto that and just followed the vans until they ended up in Fed Square. Then they bomb burst out of there, and from there we're chasing CCTV footage, phone tracking, and bank accounts, Mikey cards, everything that we can to chase these people down.
It was fantastic, Swanee. I've watched the first episode, which airs on Sunday
amazing.
night. Yeah, and especially for Victorians and Melburnians, because you can see the sites, we can relate to them, we've all been to them. And so you start to work it out in your own mind, how you going to escape these experts. It sets off unbelievably because the choppers are flying through the CBD while the fugitives are running through the CBD, and they're trying to convince, going up to randoms in car parks, so the choppers can't, and trying to convince these randoms to drive them to a safe haven somewhere under the eye of the watchful eye of Dr. David and his team.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on the people, and like we had the helicopter, but we didn't have any hands-on. We have to actually put a hand on the shoulder for them to be caught. So, we've got the helicopter there. We tracked them as best as we could. But
did anyone just? I mean, if I was in Fed Square and there was 16 other or 8 other groups of people running off, I would just stay there and just go to that pokies joint between the street station.
Clocks?
The clocks. That's it. Did anyone do that? Did anyone just go, well, let's just stay here? Like, no one did that, I assume.
I haven't heard of clocks, so no, I don't think so.
It's just a pokie.
David, you haven't lived until you've been to clocks, brother.
No, that's right. Well, they only had 300 to spend, so last time you checked, mate, you don't win on the pokies.
Yeah,
so
true.
It would've been quick. David, what about also, how did you feel when, because just around the corner we've got a cafe here, Thousand Blessings Cafe, and two of the fugitives thought it'd be a good idea to taunt you, and they went and bought some coffees from there and then had a selfie, and on the Thousand Blessings Cafe Instagram page they posted it and they tagged in Hunted and went straight to you. You're in the patrol room and you're looking at these lunatics who are taunting you. How did that make you feel?
Look, to be honest, it pissed me off. They taunted us all right. They give us a good round up. The fugitives are cheeky bastards, like any Australian.
How quick did you catch the first? Can you say how quick you caught the first?
There's a catching in the first episode.
On the first episode?
That's all I'm going to say.
And do you tase them once you've caught them?
Only when the cameras stop. You've got to get a bit of
I love
payback,
this.
right?
You're a fascinating guy. I reckon we could talk to you for hours. I've just got one question. You're a bodyguard for, as previously mentioned, 3 prime ministers: Bob Hawke, Paul Keating, and John Howard. But you also looked after Pauline Hanson back when she was all over the news. Which experience was the hairiest of those 4?
Yeah, I would say Pauline, because she was so polarising. There were real supporters of Pauline and there were really people that just really didn't like her, but a lot of people wanted to get up close and personal with her, and that we had to assess all the time whether it was a positive interaction or something really, really nasty.
David, you led the investigation into finding the Bali bomber guy, Dr. Azari. Is that how I say it?
Yeah. Just for clarity, there's been 2 Bali bombings. One was 2002. That was the first one. There was a big major bombing. Two bombs went off.
That was at the Kuta nightclub.
Exactly right. Yeah. The investigation that I ran was in 2005. 3 synchronised bombings again in Bali, in Kuta and Jimbaran
That's
Bay.
right.
So I ran that investigation. I had nothing to do with the first Bali bombing. That was amazing work by those guys.
Did you catch the baddie?
With the Indonesian police and a team. It certainly wasn't me. I'm just orchestrating.
What got them unstuck in terms of hunting them down?
Oh, can't really answer that.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things I was impressed by, or not impressed, but obviously it's a game, but the fugitives still feel a great sense of paranoia. As an investigator in your real life job, did you find, was that a real asset for you, the paranoia of the people that you were chasing? Because at times they were jumping at shadows in the show when you actually weren't around.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, no, we tried to amp up as much paranoia as we can, because when people are uncomfortable, they're going to make mistakes and not make such smart decisions. So, and we're playing for keeps, this is a game, but, so's the state of origin. So the Olympic Games, right? So
He's
the AFL
mentioned
Grand
the
Final.
origin. The Queenslander had to bring up the
Queenslander.
What are you wearing a blue tie for?
Don't rat me out.
We're here with Dr. David Craig, who is appearing on the new Channel 10 show Hunted, which premieres this Sunday at 7:30. Just hypothetically, if someone wanted to disappear, never to be seen again, what is
What's
sort
your
of
tip?
Yeah, what is the top tips?
Your 5-point plan.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you had to disappear.
if I had to disappear, it would seriously depend on the circumstances and who was chasing me as to what I would do. So if they
Just say you're tired of your life and you just want to simplify things.
You just filmed The Masked Singer. You're tired.
3 kids.
Is it all phones? It's mostly phones.
Well, it's not just phones. There's a whole range of electronic surveillance that is out there that normally people wouldn't have access to, but they've given us access, replicating as if these are really bad people when they're
ATM
not.
machines.
So, yeah, absolutely. So we normally wouldn't have access to this stuff, but for the purposes of the show, they replicate it and simulate it very well.
It's a great show. I think if you're a fan of Survivor or anything like that, I think you're going to love this show. The Hunted.
John?
Starts 7:30 p.m. Sunday on 10 and 10 Play.
Can't wait.
Final question.
And just like Frank Farmer did in The Bodyguard, of course played by Kevin Costner, have you ever taken a bullet for a client?
No, I haven't, but I have taken their lunch.
David Craig, Dr. David Craig, thanks, man.
Chrissie, Sam and Browny.
Hey, everybody, it's Friday. What does it mean? End of the week, look back What it was, what it is, what we did, what we didn't. End of the week of getting out of bed with your alarm ringing at your head instead of getting ready for the weekend. Let's go through the week. Little bit of Brownie, little bit of Chrissie. Somewhere between there's hang next, all three cheek time celebrate this Friday.
We put our hands up to the start of the weekend with the cheat sheet of the week.
Yes, hello. Guess what?
It's been a while
since this cheat sheet happened. Have you missed it? Probably not. Have you thought about it? Absolutely not. Anyway, let's go.
It's been a while
since I did this, so...
It's been a while.
All right, we get it. Look, I would play more of that song, but no one knows any other lyric. It's science.
It's been a while.
On Monday, we all returned from holidays, and we were very interested to see what we all got up to.
You guys both went to Bali, Deano and Sam. Dino, did you see Sam?
I did. The people you bump into at a cockfight is unbelievable.
Nothing's changed with the cheat sheet. Chrissie's always wonderful at setting up her own little bits of audio, so I'm just here to move things along.
Jessica Malboy got married in Darwin. She's been engaged for a long time.
What do you think a long engagement says, John, about a relationship?
Well, I'd have to ask Simon Black. Blackie had a crack for about 8 or 9 years.
What, on Jessica Malboy?
You heard it here first, Melbourne.
Wow.
Simon Black and Jessica Malboy should have been together.
Chrissie gave us more news of Jay Melly's wedding.
Jessica's fellow The Voice Australia judges Keith Urban, Rita Ora and Guy Sebastian were not in attendance.
Why would you invite Urban?
What to sing?
Don't know any of his songs, Brandon.
Come on, you know one.
I don't.
Trying to think of it.
Come on.
Do you know?
I've got one. I've got it. Days go by. I can see the running away from the rock.
I thought you were launching it at Daryl Braithwaite. As the days go by.
We had a chat to Richmond player Nathan Broad.
Are you happy with Robbie Williams being announced as the grand final entertainment?
Yeah, I love it. I obviously want to make the granny, but when you make the granny, you don't actually get to watch it. So
no, that's all right, mate. You'll be able to watch it this year.
We talked about The Sopranos with the passing of Tony Sirico, a.k.a. Paulie.
Oh, Sopranos. Man. Oh, what about that music?
The great TV themes. You could almost make love to this, Sam.
Oh, it's a bit long, I think.
This lovely lady, I can't remember her name because it was Tuesday, was on for Ask Brownie.
Why do we drive on the left side of the road in Australia, but elsewhere in the world they don't?
Kelly, have you had to do that if you had to drive in another country?
I have, yes.
How'd you go?
I was in a manual, so it was tricky, but yeah, nailed it, I think.
Well done, Kel. The hardest part about driving overseas, say in America...
The guns.
Chrissie, being on The Masked Singer, we talked about The Masked Singer.
We know you can't give away much, but...
I can't give away anything, sadly.
Has any bits of the costumes fallen off or anything wild like that?
Yeah, like
no.
Janet Jackson.
Like
Jeanette, I can't even say that.
Jeanette Jackson.
We talk showers at Waverley Stadium, a.k.a. VFL Park, a.k.a. that one grandstand that used to be an institution.
Do you have a shower at Waverley?
Yeah,
that massive showers.
They're the best shower heads of all time, Swanee. You should have seen them.
The Waverley showers are famous for being very roomy. I had an orgy there once, that's what I'm saying.
Samuel Pang was in the paper.
The headline was fantastic. Sam Pang is TV's great disruptor. The front bar and Have You Been Paying Attention panellist has got a droll sense of humour. I looked up droll because droll is an unusual word, Swanee. Yeah. Droll. Curious or unusual in a way that provokes dry amusement.
It also describes my sex life.
We talked to Fitzy yesterday about being on the front bar last night with Sam, and I'm going to play it to you now today. Does that make sense? Anyway, this is it.
Mick's having a night off.
What's wrong with Mick? Has he got herpes again?
Gout. Gout got him again.
Oh, my God, this could be an exclusive. Somebody's guessed him on The Masked Singer.
Oh,
and
really?
voice.
Is there a giant swollen foot on the shoulder? Is there?
Is one of these?
A giant swamp.
Yeah.
I'm imagining the masked singer having one of the masks looking like those feet on the ciggy packets. You know, all blistered and peeling. And inside it, take it off.
Now I gotta cut loose, kick off the Sunday shoes.
If someone asks you why you listen to Chrissie, Sam and Brownie or Nova, you could always reply by saying, well, it's because of the hard-hitting stories and quality content they provide. Like when Brownie ate some nuggets.
I got home the other night and the babysitter had left the leftover nuggets from the kids' dinner, and there was 10 of them there, and I ate 8 of them in the space of about a minute.
You've got 10 in front of you. How are you not going over 8? And then you're like, no, you know what? That'll do me.
Is 8 your lucky number, John?
No, I was getting heartburn.
Speaking of nuggets, Dave O'Neill will know this song very well, as it's the credit song in his hit movie, The Nugget. And if that doesn't tie a bow on this whole cheat sheet, I don't know what else will. This also is my go-to karaoke song. I also found out on good authority that this is my brother's karaoke song.
Is this burning an eternal flame?
I also have it on good authority that he doesn't sing it ironically. Anyway, that's Will Mountford, and his karaoke song is Eternal Flame by the Bangles. I'm out of here. Have a great weekend. Bye!
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie, unless it's a weekend.
Nova 100.